reproductive system is to make eggs. And to send those eggs to meet up with sperm in order to make a baby.
Eggs are tiny, about the width of a piece of hair, but they are still much larger than sperm. Each part of the female reproductive system helps to make and deliver eggs and helps to make a baby if there is one. First, let's see what's on the outside. The main parts we see on the outside are the clitoris, labia, hymen, urethra, vagina, and anus. We will go over what each of these do in a little bit. The outside parts of the female reproductive system come in all different shapes and sizes. Now, let's see what's on the inside. This is the view of the inside of the female reproductive system if we cut her halfway between front and back. Like this. The main parts we see on the inside are the ovary, fallopian tube, uterus, cervix, and vagina. Now, let's go through them one by one. First up is the ovary. The ovary is the factory for making eggs. Next up is the fallopian tube. This is the long tunnel that the egg travels down to get to the uterus. Uterus! If the egg meets up with sperm, the uterus is where the baby grows and develops. When a woman is pregnant, the uterus gets large and stretchy, like a balloon, so it can hold the growing baby.
The baby does not grow in the stomach. Here's the uterus, and here's the stomach. They are not the same thing. Uterus, stomach. Uterus, stomach.
The baby does not grow in the stomach.
If the egg does not meet up with sperm, which is what happens most of the time, the lining that builds up in the uterus sheds and heads out through the vagina. In between the uterus and vagina is the cervix, which acts like a door to separate them. Lastly, there's the vagina. Woo! The vagina has 5 functions. It's where blood from your period exits your body. If you use a tampon, this is where it is placed. If you choose to have vaginal sex, this is where the penis goes. If you use some methods of birth control, this is where that's inserted. And if you choose to have a baby, this is where the baby exits.
Now let's go back to the outside.
First up is the labia. The labia are protective flaps that keep out germs. Think of them as curtains that keep out bugs. Next is the urethra. The urethra is not part of the reproductive system, but it is the hole where the pee comes out. It is different than the vagina. They are 2 separate holes.
Oh.
Next, the hymen is the skin that surrounds the vagina. Next is the clitoris. This is a part that is pretty sensitive to touch, just like the penis is. Lastly, this is your anus. It is not part of the reproductive system, but it is where you poop from.
And now it's time to review.
The ovary makes the eggs. The fallopian tube sends those eggs to the uterus. The uterus holds the egg and the growing baby if there is one. The cervix separates the uterus and vagina. And the vagina has many functions, including how period blood and a baby exit the body. On the outside, the labia are protective flaps. The hymen is the skin around the vagina. The clitoris is the sensitive part. The urethra is where you pee from, and the anus is where you poop from. Finally, maybe your body isn't changing yet. Maybe you don't feel right with your body. It's normal to ask questions and wonder if you are normal. But if you are concerned in any way, maybe that you don't seem to fit, male or female, or maybe if you're